The oath that I took to the Constitution compelled me to vote for impeachment, and it doesn't bend to partisanship. It doesn't bend to political pressure.
If Donald Trump were the 2024 nominee, would you support him?
I would not.
Okay. Liz Cheney, very good catching up with you.
Liz Cheney.
Pregnant pause there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not sure what to do with that. Liz Cheney, though, staying the course when it comes to her defense of the U.S. Constitution. It's easy for her. Let's see if every Republican can do that.
Trump and I, we've had a hell of a journey. I hate it to end this way. Oh, my God, I hate it. From my point of view, he's been a consequential president. But today, first thing you'll see. All I can say is count me out. Enough is enough.
I'm doing a golf tournament with President Trump this Sunday, May the 2nd, and my campaign is going to auction a slot off to play in this tournament. You have lunch, you have breakfast with President Trump, you get a photo, you play at his golf course in Florida. It's going to be a lot of fun.
A tale, Willie, of two characters.
That is so
They
painful.
had the strongest of convictions. They had the weakest of convictions.
And unfortunately, there are a lot more Lindsey Grahams than there are Liz Cheneys. In fact, there are 2 or 3 Liz Cheneys in this case, Adam Kinzinger, some others who've said what they said on January 6th was that, yeah, this was a bad day, that you can't incite a riot, that you can't bring people to the Capitol in an insurrection, and have stayed to that, which wouldn't seem to be that hard of a position to hold. And yet we see people like Lindsey Graham and Kevin McCarthy headed right back on. We remember Kevin McCarthy went to Mar-a-Lago shortly after January 6th to get his photo taken with President Trump and to remind his voters that he still stands with the former president.
Well, in Lindsey's defense, in Lindsey's defense, he said what he said, and then he went to Reagan National, and 3 people and a puppy dog were barking at him, and it freaked him out, and everything changed after that.
Yeah. No, actually, everything changed on January 6th, and if you've been at the Capitol, as we were both yesterday, it's desolate. And the Capitol Police are heroes, and they've been through a lot. And it's sad, and it's unbelievable how completely transformed the place is. It's quiet, it's empty, it's supposed to be the people's house. There's just a few people working there, and it is tragic. Yeah. It is tragic what has happened.
It is really something. I will tell you, Willie, the one thing we did see when we walked past all those Capitol Hill police officers, and yes, not everybody, we've talked about it, not every Capitol Hill police officer acted the way the Capitol Hill police would have wanted them to act, and they've had those investigations, and they've handled those situations. But the overwhelming number are extraordinarily loyal to the badge and to their duty and to their country. And you just can't help but thanking each one of them for their service as you see them up there on the Hill.
Absolutely.
And what they've done and what they know they still have to do, because there are still enemies among us. There still are people that are talking
in the building
actively about causing more chaos.
They are protecting them as they do their job.
Yeah. And they've got a big security event tonight. Remember, they lost another officer a few weeks ago on the other side of the Capitol who was rammed. So they've had a very difficult few months. One of the officers actually was on CNN last night with Don Lemon, gave an extraordinary interview where he recounted what happened to him that day. You remember, he was the officer on the front steps who was beaten with a flagpole. He had several strokes. He has 4 children, and he began to ask himself what was going to happen to his children without their father. He was ready to die, and he just said he can't believe when he turns on the TV and watches some of the politicians, like the ones we just saw, whitewashing what happened on January 6th, because he was there and he knows what happened.
Well, and you take Ron Johnson.
We're going to show that in just a little bit.
United States Senator from Wisconsin telling Americans that there was no risk that day. He never felt threatened that day. And again, like you said, trying to whitewash the fact that Ron Johnson works with seditionists. Ron Johnson works with people who actively encouraged people to come up to the Hill. And what did Rudy Giuliani call it? Combat justice. and Don Jr. saying we're coming after you, we're coming up there, and we're going to love it, we're going to enjoy it, and Donald Trump encouraging all of this. And by the way, why are we still talking about this near the end of April? We're still talking about this by the end of April because there are people like Ron Johnson who are whitewashing it. There are people like Lindsey Graham who are wanting us to forget not only what happened on January the 6th, but also that he properly blamed Donald Trump for what happened on January the 6th, just like Kevin McCarthy blamed Donald Trump on January the 6th in a very heated phone call, and then on the House floor later saying that it was Donald Trump's fault. So, you know, the truth is inconvenient for some of these people who still want to hang out in Mar-a-Lago, but the truth is the truth, Mika. And there was an insurrection, you know, a tenth of a mile that way, and we're not going to forget it. And Americans shouldn't forget it, and they shouldn't forgive. Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.